How's it going, guys? Kevin back at you with another video. Today's video we are checking out my clipless battery bay mount for the Losi Promoto. This is the updated V2 version. So the key change here is the base part is actually metal. So this is 3D printed aluminum, and then the centerpiece is still plastic. That haven't had any issues with that. So we're gonna check that out today. I'll show you guys how to install it again and how to take it for a rip. All right, so this is going to be very similar to before. So it's going to be pretty tight in by the battery pressure. So you're either going to want to push against this or just reach your thumb underneath and just pop it up like that and swing it open. And then just sort of push your thumb there, and then you can pull your battery out just like that. It's got a chamfer on the front edge here. So basically all you need to do is just sort of push here, just get that battery on the edge and then just pull against it straight out. And the battery will come just out like that. Push it back in, push it straight in just like that. And then bring your door down. Again, if you want to tuck the battery. This is always just a fun part with this truck, trying to get this guy in here. So I sort of struggle, but you get that in just like so. Tuck that into your exhaust the best you can. And then for here, tuck everything up here. Basically just push against this, swing this over, and then just like that, your latch, this is pretty tight, not going anywhere. Now, if you are gonna be doing some races or things of that nature, what I'm going to throw in and I'll include is these little 1-inch just rubber bands. So you basically just take that, slip it over the side there. Hard to do with one hand, but all you want to do is basically just slip it around the latch like that. And then now we do have some battery pressure here, so this will take a little bit of effort. But now if I try to push this open, it'll just bungee right back. So if you're in a race or something, that will help if it tries to, you know, vibrate loose or something. You'll have that rubber band to spring it back in place. So you shouldn't need to use this for just your normal driving or anything. But if you do have a race and you really don't want to have it come undone, then you just make sure you do that. That way, if you have a big crash in a race or something that pops loose, you don't have to worry about that. So just like that, bike is ready to go. So let's fire it up and take it for a rip. It just so happens that I love to do some extreme durability testing for you guys. So you can see I have my lovely top of my seat broken off here, but it makes it really easy to show you guys how to install this. So in the kit here, you're gonna get the outer piece. This is the new updated metal piece. And then you can see this is the inner piece, still plastic, didn't need to be metal, plenty strong enough. 2 M3 by 22 countersunk, an M3 by 14, and an M3 lock nut. So you can see this is going to slide in underneath there. You can see it is oriented here just like this. And that is where we're going to end up bolting it onto your truck. So when it's on the truck, it's going to look something like that. So if you want to do it the slightly harder way, you can remove these 2 screws here and pull this fender off, and take those screws out completely, and then put the countersunk screws in. However, it might be easier for you to actually remove the 2 bolts that are going right here and here. So if you take those 2 off, this whole section will remove. It's really up to you, but so if you remove these 2 screws, you can start bolting this on. And it doesn't matter if you bolt on this side M3 by 14 now or later. It really doesn't make too much of a difference. It might be a little bit easier to do it earlier on. So one thing that I do want to point out, you want to make sure that this is flush. So you can see it's flat right against the sides there. If this is not flush, that can cause the battery to be more open than it should be, and will result in a little bit more flopping around than you would typically want. So that is one thing that I'm going to recommend. And then additionally, I'm also going to include just this rubber band. And so I'm going to probably include a few of these, but you can pick these up. It's just a 1-inch rubber band. You find them on Amazon. And basically the point of this is if you loop this around here. All right, so if you loop the rubber band around just like so, what you end up getting is basically a little spring load on your latch just like that. So it always wants to stay shut. So you don't need to run the bike like this. It's not a requirement. However, if you're going to be doing some racing or you think you're going to be having some bad crashes and you can't afford to have to just slide this back in because you don't have those 2 or 3 seconds, it's totally fine. Then I recommend just throwing this on, and you should still be able to slide the battery door past it, but it'll be easier to ensure that it stays locked if you're in an important race or something like that. With this metal one, I would be amazed if anybody found a way to break it, but if you do ever have a problem, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help. So with that, let's get into the video and I'll show you guys how I broke this. It's always fun starting it before the flywheel's ready. Get some nice warm-ups in. Last time I was out here testing this, I attempted a front flip, and unfortunately I don't think I was recording it, but landed on the front fork and I snapped the front fork right off. So it was a really unfortunate time. Now I have the Trail upgraded front fork, so that should hopefully not be an issue. There we go, nice little save there. It's amazing how well this bike performs. It's just really nice. And for a nice little rip here. Stuck the landing. Enough grip to pop a wheelie? Nope. It's too wet out here this morning. Yeah, nice full throttle rip here. Nice big jump. And so I will note, because of the way that these are being manufactured, they're metal 3D printed. I unfortunately do not own a metal 3D printer, so I do have to contract these out. Oh, that is what broke my front handlebars last time. I'm very happy that stayed together this time and just took it. But because I am ordering them through a third-party company, I do have a lead time there. So you will see these go out of stock from time to time. I'm going to try to make sure I have as many as possible to sort of keep up with demand. Geez, this thing keep wanting to nosedive. I'm going to have to try to stay on power a little bit more. But so you guys will see this go in and out of stock. I'll try to keep it in stock as best I can based on demand, but really appreciate the support. So let's hit this ramp big time, full throttle. There we go. Oh, that front brake is just, I don't know if it's locking up and that's what's causing it. But thankfully it looks like the new upgraded Trail front handlebar mounts for the forks are holding together. Try to dial it back, see if we can just find a sweet spot. There we go. I'm guessing there's probably so much grass getting caught up in that front brake because of all this loose cut grass that's on the field here. And that's probably just causing that front wheel to get stuck up. And when it breaks, you don't really have much of a choice. There we go. Yeah, that's probably all it was. This thing is so much fun. It's really a unique RC, unlike any other. Full throttle rip here. Oh no! Well, that is probably the only way to possibly break this. And I don't even know if I broke the latch. I think it just broke the whole rear end of the bike. Oh, all right. Well, there you have it. The latch is perfectly fine. And it looks like I actually broke my battery, the whole seat, in half. That is quite unfortunate. Let's turn that flywheel off. All right, well, so out here first, this is no longer the weak part of the bike. Not sure exactly what happened there, but wasn't able to brake or really adjust the attitude of the bike in the air once it got sent so far. The good news, I think this is just a $20 or $30 part to get this replacement. So unfortunately, it means I'll be ripping most of the bike apart again. But you can see this guy worked just fine. You can see rubber band stayed on just fine. You can see how that functions there. And so install is going to be identical to last time. So you can see these two here, and then they thread into the bottom, and then you've got the one on the side there. So, well, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you checking this out, purchasing these latches. Feel free to drop a comment for any other vehicles, bikes, things of that nature that you'd like me to check out. And I will catch you guys next time. Have a good one.